take place, all they blame it on the Zona Special Operation Bill. Zona Special Operation Bill.
Tonight, a bill that would save lives and protect this country and free people trapped.
Right? So we're trying to tell me police can't do their work without the Zones of Special Operation Bill. Right? Max, listen. We was on that SOE for almost a year. What does the government do to reduce crime under that state of emergency? I hear they lock up some man plotting to kill some ministers. Right? So, all you use the SOE to protect all your own interests. All you had no concern with the citizens. And when the SOE finish, all you jib up some little thing and call it zona operation to fight crime. Who are they trying to, mama guy? All you wasn't concerned with in the first place. We had to stop letting these politicians and them fool we, you know.
Tonight, a bill that would save lives and protect this country and free people trapped.
We had to stop letting these politicians and them fool we, you know.
Well, I mean, the Homeland Minister is entitled to his view, but the Hansard records, which is what I will always point the media to, the Hansard records show the position of the various independent senators and the suggested amendments that we had. So it would be useful to go back and see that, you know, our thoughts were, we recognize that there is a challenge in terms of crime, and we recognize that something needs to be done, but we wanted to do our constitutional responsibility and ensure that there were some safeguards. So that is the only Hansard record.
Xander recently lamented the uptick in murders and crime, etc., and saying, you know, the opposition does not help the situation by failing to support crime-fighting legislation, right? You would have referenced the social bill. You want to share your thoughts with us on that, on the minister's position that the opposition has not supported the government in its crime-fighting legislative agenda?
I think the opposition's position is clear. We support sound legislation. We will not support legislation that seeks to unnecessarily suppress people's rights in the name of crime fighting. Bring good legislation and we will support it.
Unfortunately, the statement from Minister
Again, we don't endorse what he said, the inflammatory things that he said, but the brother is ill. The brother is not well, and I think you should let good sense prevail. I think you should tap into the humanity side of your good night queen and allow him to be released to seek medical treatment. I guess it would be a deterrent from other persons to behave like that. Right? Yes, you all better flex all your muscle. You all flex all your muscle, you all show all your power, you all show the nation that you are not afraid to go there. Yes, we get it. We get it and we understand. But at the end of the day, the brother is not well. The brother is not well, and I think that you guys should do the honorable thing, right? I was as shocked as everybody when I saw the owner of Blue Waters arrested. Right, that was shocking to me. Him and his wife were picked up, and I know that he would have made some statements. He would have made some statements concerning the fact that business owners pay the government a 30% tax, and that he said that he doesn't see the government investing. So I don't know if that touched a nerve and triggered something within them, but the charges that they have on him is very, very serious charges. I am shocked. I am literally shocked to see the charges that they have on Hadid. And I'm wondering, why now? Why now? He has been around a long time. I know comments were made concerning the Syrian community, but the charges, it's a lot. It's a lot. From being allegedly conspiring to sell 1 point something million in marijuana to being the owner of the tanker that would have sunk back in 2024. So the charges are very serious and they are currently under a PDO. And others have been issued a PDO as well. Charles Hadid as well as Devi Buru Singh. So it's a lot. It's a lot, it's a lot, it's a lot. It's a lot to dissect and it's a lot to take in. Yeah, I agree, D. Susie. Again, I don't make apologies for him, but the brother is sick. The brother is not well, and I think that good sense have to prevail. Good sense have to prevail. David Mitchell, I don't want to believe that. I don't want to speculate, but things are happening, and as we see, they are touching the business owners. Everybody getting PDOs and everybody going down. Everybody going down, and it will be interesting to see what their lawyers will say concerning this matter. So, as we take a look at what is happening, I know that Gary Aboud is being hunted as well. So, there's a lot going on. A lot is going on. And all of this while we are under an SOE. All of this is taking place while we are under an SOE. Good night, Hayden. How are you?
Good, I'm good. But I'm still wondering, why are they hunting down all these people when we have criminals to hunt down? When we have people who are in the shade who are doing wrong things, they are not hunting them down. I don't understand. You brought out one set of police for one little girl, right? And in the end, you arrest the girl, then you move on again to do something else stupid. Let us be positive. Let us do things positive. Police, we are big people. Act like big people. You're not little children in primary school. Come on. Understand? You can't be hunting down everyone. It doesn't make sense. Thank you. More people you hunt down, more problems you will create for yourself. You see, we live in a society where you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do the election. You are creating more problems. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
You all hear me? Are you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
We are creating more problems for ourselves. The more people you're hunting down, you're creating more problems because it's like this. You have enemies already and you're looking for more enemies. Won't that create more of a problem? Won't it? That's why I always say, be at peace with your enemies, you won't have a problem. You have enemies, and hunting more enemies doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Yeah, well, Danny is saying, yeah, that incident with the tanker, the oil tanker that they had, that would have happened in 2024. But I'm saying, as Hayden would have said, we have a lot of things going on that needs attention. We have a lot going on. in this country. And I'm not saying that the charges that they have, I'm not saying that we shouldn't do something about it, or once you have evidence of these things, but I'm saying the timing, it seems very, very suspicious, because he would have made statements sort of, attacking them and saying that they pay 30% in tax while the government is doing nothing. So to me, it just seems, the timing seems off, and it seems very, very suspicious. Very suspicious. And I also saw that a particular owner of a pizzeria, right? I know the nation would have been clamoring for the perpetrators of white-collar crime, but I'm saying this, and I want all you to listen carefully. The U.S. would have given them this information. The U.S. would have given them that information because they found his transactions suspicious. And I'm saying, what jurisdiction does America have here? What jurisdiction does America have here? This is very alarming. So if you are saying to me that the U.S. would have given them this information when they did the investigation, I'm saying, why? Why? Why are we dancing to the tune of the U.S.? Why? Good night, warrior. Good night. Yeah, this is all very, 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 it's not feeling good to me. It's not feeling good, and we still don't know what deals were discussed, what plans were made. This is just feeling off. I don't like it. I don't like it. Are we to speculate that these are the people whose names was on the list because we were wanting to know the names? So, good night, David. Do you have any contribution?
Good night. Okay, so what I will say is that in my whole entire life, I can't believe Trinidad is coming like this. I mean, although I don't live in Trinidad, but I fall up on, I guess, most of the things that does be happening in Trinidad. And it's a shame to see that they hold this young fella, and as you say, he's sick, and they won't release him. That I mean, words cannot. I just don't even know what to say again. These people is crazy, and unless we come together as a people and stop them, we ain't gonna get no change from them. So we have to come together. And my thing is, hear why does be saying, right? We become cowards. Sorry to say it, but that's how I feel. Trinidadians become cowards. All we're only doing is talking, and we're not supporting each other. And I'm praying and hoping that we could come together and stop these people from doing what they're doing. That is the only how. Because they ain't going to listen to none of us. You know? They want to see numbers. And once they could see numbers, that's going to send a clear message towards them. That's my contribution.
Thank you for your contribution. Chatter. Good night, Chatter.
To everybody on the panel, good night, Princess, Scorpion. Good night to our host tonight, workers' rights, everybody, right? The last person who made the contribution, they will say the Trinidadians and them as cowards, right? I don't totally agree with that, right? Because this UNC government is ruling by fear and intimidation. And as soon as anybody come out to voice their opinion, we are being hit with a detention order. It have a lot of people don't want to go to jail. It have a lot of people have their family to see about. So it have people have plenty at stake right now. And when they see the government of the day is intimidating people with the police and the soldiers, a lot of people will choose just to still lay back and take it easy. Because be real, it have people with 2-3 children and they cannot afford to be arrested and put in a detention order for God know how long. You understand? Because they ain't giving you a time limit, they ain't telling you when you're coming out, right? So it's not that how the citizens and as cowards, as people are being protective and being cautious of what they are doing, right? And next thing I want to speak about is the Mr. Hadid arrest, right? And I'm just watching how biased the police service and the government is, right? With this whole situation, because I was listening to it up to tonight and all as well, right? If it was me and you, Amber, under the state of emergency, right? And it states that how the police service don't need a warrant to come and search your premises or search your phone or anything like that. They will just come and kick down your door and come in and search and ransack and do what they want to do. But a millionaire, they had us to get a search warrant. You understand? He in place under detention order as yet, right? They say investigation.
Scorpion, can you mute your mic, please? Scorpion, we are hearing you. Yeah.
Yeah, they say under what was before this cut off. Yeah. Under the detention. Up to now, he haven't been given a detention order, right? He or his wife, they say investigation being pending. They themselves say which part he's being held. Right now, he must be in some nice police station, maybe St. Clair police station, sit down in some nice air-conditioned room, relaxing himself. You understand? So it's one law for us and another law for the rich. And that is what I can't take, you understand? Because all they had to go and get a warrant to go and search this man's house. And an ordinary man on the block, or ordinary citizen, all come in and kick down his door and ransack his house, put him in handcuffs, throw him in the back of the van. We didn't see that take place yesterday. We didn't see that. Even the police and all frightened to talk and say, give any kind of information. Look what they do to Johan. They beat Johan left, right, and center. Right now, Johan is deteriorating in the prison right now. And while the rich and the famous is getting a slap on the wrist, and them is the real criminals, while the citizens are being punished. The man who cannot defend himself and cannot take a big high-rise lawyer to fight his case. You understand? The police will take advantage of. That's why they say the police service is a criminal organization. You understand? And I find that so unfair. I will let Princess talk. That's my contribution.
Hi, pleasant good night to Trinity, to Chatter, and David. And also the host. I want to say you're doing an awesome job, my dear. You look lovely tonight.
Thank you.
I want to touch on Johan's. I still want to know what is Johan's charges. Now, I know he would have made some statements, and it was out of place, because one must respect another one's religion. But that is not a crime. So what is the reason behind the lockup? And what is the reason behind the beating him up? Because I heard that he's deteriorating in the prison, because I want to believe this, what I would have heard, that he's a secular and he's deteriorating, right? And the fact that people coming out and talking, and for talking you are being arrested, right? Is it the fact that you're talking, you're voicing your opinions, and you're not causing no threat to the government, and in terms of you're saying, well, all right, use violence against the government. I would not have heard him said that in his video. He just talked about the religion, and yet still today he's behind bars, and he was beaten. You understand? And I see that as being as a vindictive act. You understand? It's a vindictive act. What happened to freedom of speech? What happened to freedom of speech? And then I watched Justin Samaru's father. Now, this man, he's the one that needs the counseling, not the police. Because this man would have seen his son being murdered. The vehicle that he was in being bullet-riddled. That is enough to send a person mad. You understand me? And this man has never offered any counseling, right? So you must expect a person to think in a certain type of way. Now, him coming out and saying he feel he could shoot police and kill them on sight, you know, that part was wrong. But you don't know a person's mindset. There's a thin line between sanity and insanity, right? There's a very thin line. But why lock him up? Why put him in prison? And that looking very, 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 very bad on the TTPS and the government. Because all you know, this man going through trauma in it. Which means that's a child that you birth from small. Your mind as a baby, you nurture, you send to school, you bathe, you feed, you had good times with this child, and in a twinkle of an eye, he would have lost his life. So you must expect, after seeing your child being brutally murdered, after the poor little fella put his 2 hands outside, he was murdered, right? And that will take a toll on you, and the only answer to that is to lock him up and send him to prison. That is what we're facing in Trinidad and Tobago. And then now, Alyssa, this young lady, I saw the mother had to tote her on her back. And only give this young lady all these set of charges taken. She had a Glock or whatever is the gun in her bosom. Or let's say she's the one that shoot behind the police, causing the police to shoot him. It's a whole set of cover-up. And I am saying to the government, this is not looking good on behalf of the government. I don't know who is the ones that is making these decisions, but I am telling you, the person who, because I know the Prime Minister would have advisors advising her on what to do, what to say, what not to say. I had to say, well, these people don't like Kamala. Them setting shit up. Because all these harsh penalties, all these harsh, we're only dealing with the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. It is enough to turn the minds of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago against the government. That if they should call an election now, as we speak, it's gone, they're gone, because they're instilling fear. Fear in the citizens. And this is not right. You cannot do that to the same people who you said you love. I am all for law and order. But this is not the way. This is not the way. And then look at this Philip girl, Alyssa Philip. Alyssa Philip is a little tiny little young lady. She came out for a cause. She had no gun, she had no knife, she had no grenade, nothing. So what I'm trying to tell you, all are afraid of her mouth. She's so detrimental that she is a threat to Ollie, that Ollie have to lock up the young lady on, at what holiday was that? I think it was Labor Day.
Yeah, Labor Day.
Ollie had us to, and look at how much police Ollie send to lock up this one young lady, you know. This one young lady that faced no threat whatsoever. She's just voicing her opinion. And Ollie lock up the young lady, but let me tell you, that's not looking good. You see the actions of the UNC. I don't know who it is advising Miss Kamala Prasad Bissessa, but I could bet my last dollar. This is their last. I don't care what nobody say. Give Kamala time. Give she this, give she that. Kamala is a veteran in politics. This is not her first time being a prime minister.
Yes.
You understand me? So she must know the ins and the outs and how to do and what not to do. Right? Although she's aging, her age doesn't really permit, you know, certain things. But at the end of the day, come on, this is not how you run a country. I can't tell them how to run the country, you know. But the way they're going about it right about now is as if they're pushing the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to come out and riot. But you could see people don't want to riot. We are under pressure. We are under hardship. And look at these young people in Laventon and all these other communities. They came out for peace. They made a peace treaty and they come out for peace and all they turn down that. So that alone speaks volume. All they turn away peace, you know. And yet still all they back the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago in a corner and have them frightened to talk. Nobody don't want to war the government. It's we put all in power. You understand me? We put all in, and we are responsible for you all being there because we wanted change. But this is not the change what we wanted. So I want to end with this.
That's all right. Paul Francis, you can mute your mic, please.
So my question tonight for the UNC government that I helped put in power, where is all your mercy? Where is it that all is so frightened that the people come out and talk and state things as it is? Is we feeling the pressure? Is we feeling the pain? And y'all are not meeting us, not even half the way. It has saddened my heart every day because it's every day people will meet me, call me and tell me what they're going through. Right? It is very heart-rendering to see the state we come to. And it's as if the more we cry out, it's the more they turn off the hearing aid. They're not listening to us. And come next election, it's the same people all in neglect. It's all they're going to turn to come back and ask for their vote. How all they expect the people to embrace all you when people going through hardship, lost a job, lost our homes, family breaking up, young girls going astray, young boys going astray. How all they expect the community, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, after going through all this hardship, sadness, sorrow, destruction, and pain to embrace all you? It's hard. Only go just look up a man for talking. We said all kind of thing to the PNM. I myself bust off my mouth. If they have a government minister, me and put in the place, I didn't curse, but I let them know as it is because I find it's about time the man on the ground start to see the light of day. It's about time the man on the ground, the poor man on the ground like myself and all, and the Trinidad and Tobago, I ain't talking about the 1% because them have. I ain't talking about the Chinese, them have. I'm talking about the normal people on the ground. It's about time we see the light of day. And when we're thinking that we would have seen the light of day, look at what happened. Look at what is happening now. It is hard. It is really, really, really hard on the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. People lost their jobs. I just sometimes wonder how some people making it because I am working and at the end of the day, I and all could barely make it, but it's by the grace of God because I'm a praying woman. But what about the people who don't know God, who just living by the mercies and the grace? It is really, really hard, and it's about time. I am urging the government, I'm calling out to the government to at least, oh God, show a little sympathy, soften all your hearts towards the people, because we are the same people you all are going to come back to. It is very, very hard, and I don't understand. I just be begging God to soften the minds and the heart of the UNC ministers. Is it that they don't know how to run the country? Is it that they don't know, they don't have the answers? I don't understand. And we are the ones that are feeling the pain and the pressure. We feeling it in some way. All my colleagues, me and they just walk up to me and they say, oh God, warrior, I'm reaching my edge, you know. Sometimes I just feel to take, some of them, they say they feel to take their life. People, watch me. If you watch the people on the streets, Anaska, if you watch the people on the street, some people on the street, their face is full of depression, you know. They're just walking like zombies, you know.
Some of them even tripping off.
You understand me?
Yeah.
In some houses, it's 1 meal a day. Some houses, it's none.
Yeah.
And then when you come at all these high fines, and don't talk about the food prices, Jesus of Nazareth, God. These high food prices, how will you expect people to live? It's not that people don't want to pay their bills, or if they get a traffic fine and they break the law, how they paying that? And there is no jobs. You can't even afford to put food on the table. When you get catch, sometimes a man, I don't want to talk too long, you know. But sometimes a man will take his car, he know his car is defective, and he'll go out there to try and make a little extra dollar to see about the family, and bam, he get catch. And bam, whatever he get catch with is $9,000, $10,000. How he paying that and he not working nowhere? And that old defective car. No, I'm not trying to pamper that as something right, but people just take chances. That old defective car is what bringing in a dollar because you have a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old to feed and you have milk and pampers to buy. Yeah. I feel the government could do something. We don't know all here for the next 4 years, but at least, oh God, do something, please now. Lighten the burden. Trinidad has a darkness over it. It has a gloominess over it. We don't want to be here talking about all that. We want to live our lives with whatever little that we have. But what the little that we have has been taken away and the burdens have been added onto us. And what can we do? Who can we turn to? Who can we turn to? And when we come out to talk, all you're most vexed, all you want to lock up people, all they want to put them in jail for how much days, and hear what? When all they put them in jail, now I see they're trying to find charges to put on you. And those charges are not going to stick. If they go and stick, and when they don't know it to know, and they sue the government now, is the government had to pay for all of this. So at the end of this regime, this UNC regime, you know how much money the government will have to put out for lawsuit? It must have a better plan. It must have a better plan. And I want to believe with Johans, it's frustration. What have him coming out speaking like that, although he's wrong, because you're supposed to have respect, whether a person is a Hindu, whether there's a Catholic, whether there's a Baptist, you have respect for people's religion. He was wrong. But they see that jail that young man gets, oh God, and knowing that he's not well, and then all they lock up Justin Samaru father, or they lock up Alyssa for twice and let them go. And as Shatta would have said, you went to the big shot people. What's the name? The man and the wife that got locked up. You went to their house, but you went there with a search warrant. You went to the search warrant. But in other places, all they ain't going with search warrant, or they're going and kick down the door. So I believe it should be the same thing. I don't know what they're dealing up in. I am not going to put my mouth to say they was innocent or they were guilty. It had to be something. It had to have some reason why. Or they went and locked them up. I do not know, and I ain't putting my mouth because I know my place. You understand me? But I believe what good for the goose, good for the gander. You understand? Trinidad, and when Kamala said Trinidad is a lawless dump, it has, right about now, it way past a lawless dump. Because I would have seen somebody showing some videos all in Port of Spain. The streets are nasty. Garbage all over the place. You understand? Garbage all over. The place is in a mess, and what it is all you're doing. We don't want a war all there. We don't want a bacchanal all there. We just want a better life, the better life that all you promise us. That is what we are trying to hold all you accountable for. We're not asking to be millionaires. We're not asking for $1 million. We just want to be able to survive, and people cannot survive. It is hard. Where is all your sympathy? Where is all your empathy? All you throw us away now, but there will be a time to come. All they will want us again. As the old people say, moon does run and day does catch it. What goes up must come down. All they feel, all they go come to the election and flaunt money. Listen to me. You see, right about now, and I'm going to go after this because I realize I'm over talking out here, show me. But because this is your reign and I want you to reign. You see, they feel like now is like long time. Now is not like long time, you know. The old heads has passed on and they would have died and move on, but it's young people now. And the young people think very different. So what are they trying to tell me? Or they're working so hard to mash up the UNC because this come like the end of the UNC, you know. People are not saying anything right now, but trust me, see for this local election, I could close my eye and tell all you. If it is that they buy it out or they rig it and they do it fairly, this will be the end of the UNC, you know. Trust me, because the kind of thing, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago cannot handle pressure. We are happy-go-lucky people. Yes, we don't know what's pressure. We just always say God is a Trini, and at the end of the day, when you don't have, you could go by your neighbor and get a plate of food. You could go by the neighbor and cut 2 green hana, green fig, and even if you eat it with oil or butter and green fig, you get something. But now they had that. So what will they expect the people to do? All you bring the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to their knees. And I will end with that, Anaska. Thanks for the opportunity to speak on your platform, darling. I see Paul came up. I see Mr. Paul all the way from Toko. I see Scorpion and Kitty. Hi, Kitty, honey. Pleasant good night, darling. So I will take my departure. Right, guys? I love all you and stay safe. And don't forget to pray. Trinidad and Tobago, all you pray and ask God to intervene. I am out.
Thank you for your contribution, warrior. You were missed. We are glad you're here. Go ahead, Trinity.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody on the panel.
Good night, Trinity.
Good night, everybody on YouTube.
Good night.
Sorry, I'm missing you, girl. Come back. Or come back. Good night, everybody on YouTube watching. We have 122 people watching and 1.9K people like up the girl life now. They're selfish people. Anyway, well, you see this government. This government so wicked and selfish. Eh? You understand? The neighbor who come the other day to ask me for a plate of food come back again this evening. I say, girl, I ain't nothing in my house. Things hard. She started crying. I said, girl, God go provide. Things go get better. First things hard in Trinidad. Trinidad Guardian Angel leave it all. I have to tell you how things bad. Well, we suffering. We suffering real bad. First, I'm going to talk about the fella that lock up for talking about the religion. I can say it with my whole chest. First of all, he didn't say nothing wrong. Because they are praising false gods. That is false gods to praise. But what I don't understand about this government, they're very two-sided. They're very one-sided, sorry. Because the followers, they say all kind of thing about people, especially African people. Right? Because the put up Penelope Beckles on social media, put an ape next to she. You understand? They call it African people monkeys and all kind of thing. But because one African man decided to say what on his mind, all they lock him up. And then when all they lock him up, all they beat him up. Knowing the man suffering from sickle cell and something else. Or they not allowing the man, but I don't care if they come for me, Xavier, but I fed up on it. Then they're not allowing the man to get medical treatment. When somebody go to prison and they is not well, they are entitled to medical treatment. You're supposed to take them to Mount Hope or a nearby facility and let them get medical treatment. You are depriving the man his rights. You understand? They are depriving this man his rights. And if this man come out and sue them, they can't say nothing because at the end of the day, the man did not get the medical help that he needed. Right? And then Robert just come up with tea, coffee and, what did they say? Tea and coffee and double. Some crap he just be talking. And he just bash the PNM and African people. Mind you, he's African. He coming up every day. Talk about Philip Alexander. Philip Alexander talking. The thing that Philip Alexander don't say. You understand? But because people stop talking the mind, or they want to lock up people, or they unfair. So people can talk and say what they want to say now. That is wickedness. This government is very wicked and they're using the TTPS to enforce the wickedness. Right? People are hungry. Children are hungry. People have no work. The country nasty, looking nasty. People suffering and like them don't care, them alone want to eat. Right? It have people who in lock up for no reason. Somebody tell me what they lock up Joshua Samaru father for. They have to understand that this man is grieving, you know. This man is grieving. This man watch his son get murdered on camera. This man is grieving. But so if this man says something, Trinity?
Like
Trinity.
Like Trinity internet started to get trouble or like they're trying to block her live. You know?
Scorpion, you can go ahead and make your contribution.
Yeah, hello, good night. Princess, what's up?
I did, darling.
Alright. Well, somebody go ahead and make their contribution. I'm not going on have some a little dinner here.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay. Kitty, go ahead, Kitty, honey. Kitty and all think I get in trouble. Go ahead, Trillian. Good night.
Pleasant good night. I am totally amazed and happy and joyous inside.
Hold on, Trillian. Hold on. Yeah. We hear it. We hear you. Go ahead, Kitty.
They always just do that, eh? They just do me the same thing.
She has a that I cannot delay. Okay, go ahead.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Kitty.
So, yeah, man.
Go ahead. You have a kind of delay.
Good night. Well, I would say on Johan. Okay. Well, what I would say about Johan is, disrespecting religion is wrong, and I wouldn't say, well, he didn't song right, but in his religion, they believe, what they believe. The idea that he has sickle cell, leukemia, and being in that cold prison cell, because I have sickle cell trait, the coldness, that alone could have him sick. They're supposed to render him a lot of care. You understand? Because I heard he asking for blood and things like that, and that is wrong. You understand? I understand what he did is wrong. They felt disrespected. Let me say, I understand they felt disrespected, and it's okay. But locking up somebody, incarcerating somebody, because let me be real. For talking about, well, what they believe in that manner, what law it have, you understand, and on top of it, knowing the fact that he is sick, he's a sickly guy. We all know this before he got locked up. He wear long hoodies because he have sickle cell, the weather, his bones, you understand, and this goes to show, because they're looking at people on the media, they're praising and they're laughing and they're talking about, it's good for him. But what if this was one of all your children or one of all your kids? Everybody make mistakes. I'm sure none of all are perfect. None of us are perfect. All of us make mistakes. Some of us get caught. Some of us didn't get caught. You understand? But who decides who live and die? Who decides that, you know, somebody should suffer in that manner that he is suffering? Why should his family feel pain? You understand? Look at what the police did to Joshua. And they turned this script, this whole script a different way to protect police. Let's protect police. Understand? So why it is now that people do not like what is going on? Why it is the Prime Minister? My big problem is Kamala. I'm so disappointed. Kamala, I'm so disappointed. I can't even call you auntie no more. You know, but I'm so disappointed in you. Seeing you knowing what is going on. I know very well. You could have dementia. You could have amnesia. One thing I sure, you know what's going on in this country. And it apparently shows that you don't care. You're not addressing the country on anything. It reached a point that people just want the UNC out. I wish tomorrow we could call a next election, but apparently it looked like you're running this SOE so that, you know, we can't get... Remember, if they run this SOE, we don't have to have no local election. They know they're going to lose the local election. That guy who was talking last night, I don't know what bubble that you're living in Trinidad and Tobago, but I don't want to be in that bubble because anybody could see now people just want the UNC government out. All the country made a mistake because I mean they sell us so much dreams and it was so nice, you know. It's like looking at a vanilla ice cream with all that nice sprinkling and everything, and we thinking, yeah, that is that. When really and truly it wasn't that. You use every single trick that you could have taken that the people would have actually come together. Trinidad and Tobago not for the first time, but in a long while, I see Africans and East Indians came together for one thing, for the betterment of the country. It wasn't about race. But then now that you're in power now, why is it about race now? Why it is the people that supporting your party? Why it is as a mother, you don't come and say, well, I'm going to talk to my children because this song ain't good on the ground, you know. We didn't come. It wasn't about that, you know. It was serving the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Why it is we feeling like we is the employees, like, and all is the employers because, I mean, for election time, all they come around, all they know who to send card to come to weigh, you understand? All they know all who to call to put ads on all their page. But the same people that all they use, understand, the same people that all they use is the same people that all they take away their jobs from. And then all they say to hold on. The same people all they fool and say, yeah, what's going on? Hold on, and all they will get back with all their work because we're restructuring this. When we look at it, and I was vexed when Kezel said it looking like Bollywood. But you see, we just vexed for the truth. The truth is the truth. And that is what it's looking like. It's looking like it's only East Indians getting work. And I don't want nobody take this as a racial statement because I'll always say that my family and my mother's side are East Indians. My grandmother is an East Indian. But the truth will always remain the truth. We cannot sit down and see it and pretend it's not like that just because somebody that's looking like us out there in power, we want to be more superior than others. The God that we serve do not want none of us to be more superior. He wants love. And I sure want to take all of us in common. When we come home from work or if we're not at work, we want peace. And we don't have that. For the longest while, things have been getting worse. It's just a year and some months. And let us be real. Anybody could say this. It was 10 years. They say we suffer under the PNM. But why this 1 year and a few months feeling like past 10 years? It's feeling like more than 10 years. And then you'd expect people not to ball out. And then when I see influencers, people who you would look up to that say they have a little common sense, and hearing the shit that that is coming out of all your mouth. Fine, these influencers that all they're using all year to bring so much smoke screens so the people will understand what truly really going on in this country. So the people will say, you know what, let me just think, drink, lime, wherever it is, because people fed up on it. I reached the point I fed up, I didn't feel like making content. When I hear people say about Kitty bipolar and all kind of thing, a certain influencer busting up him out. First, I so tired. Knowing me, and I bipolar, I just get agitated as soon as I hear you call my name. But this government and me so tired, it's like, oh, whatever. Yeah, bipolar. Yeah, whatever. People just want the UNC out. As a matter of fact, after the UNC go out, You see all the influencers that misleading people just to benefit all yourself. Let me tell you, the most I don't sleep. And I know nobody not vex all they have jobs. I will glad for anyone, it doesn't matter who it is, to be able to get a job right now, whether it's PNM, whether it's UNC, whether it's Patriotic Front. I will be glad for any one of us. But to sit down and say that, hey, people not suffering, and you're not feeling that type of way, benefiting off of how many thousands of people lost their jobs. And you could sit down and say, like Matara would shock me that, hey, it are plenty jobs. All the police say, put yourself out there for what? You know how much certificate of character people printing and going out there. By the time you're looking for work, you have to go and do over a new certificate of character. Because you're out here job hunting, and that is no 50 cents and no $20, you know. So I don't know which part all you live in. I don't know how it is all you could be comfortable. Even the citizens seeing what is going on. Look at what Joshua, let me be real. These big people, watch what they do, Joshua Samaru. Shame on the radio station, I will still say. You understand? But look what they do to this father who is grieving. It's not a year. It is not a year, not even a good few good months to make a year. 2 years, 3 years. Do you know how long it takes for somebody to get over that? And furthermore, if I was in that situation, and let us not pretend this, if any one of us was in that situation, that was our son, you're feeling hopeless. The only thing to come to your mind is like, dog, you see all this what going on and the madness watching Alyssa Phillips, all these things. But anybody would say that they would feel to walk in the police station, not saying that I want to, you know, but I am saying how I would feel as a parent. I would reach the point that my child done gone. Yes, I have one more. But you don't know the relationship I have with that child. So when it is that everybody talking, all the noise and the media, obviously you're going to feel that, hey, I could just, every single person just clear everything out of the world. This is your child. This is somebody that your child that you sent to school, you take care, you feed, you bathe, everything. And then now you see with your eyes that your child was murdered, executed, and they trying to push a narrative to make you believe, hey, like I'm mad, I have schizophrenia. No, like I have schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, ADHD disorder, probably autism, because something is wrong for them to be switching this narrative. And I as a father to sit down and watch that and take that and settle with that. Let me be real. You have to settle as a parent. Always the host that is can't pronounce your long name, boy. Me and lying. I like the name, but I can't pronounce it. But you as a mother. You as a mother, tell me if your womb go now, right now, even as a cold, as a bad fever, a bug pass, or somebody murder your child, how would you feel? Could you sit down even on a radio station and go through that emotionally? Trinity, you have kids, all your kids, let us be real. What this government doing is wrong. They are using the police service as a weapon against the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. It is clear for anybody to see. You see how the police get all of a sudden the police 100 times better than when Rowley was in power. And then they want to sit down about Rowley, but the police wasn't doing with that when Rowley was in power. Yes, the police are the ways and the outer time and don't get caught up on it. But now, right now, it's like Kamala, the UNC, give them, hey, here we're going on. All is the legal gangsters at Trinidad and Tobago. Do whatever all you want. Once they're making noise, once they're talking about this government, even if they're talking about all you, lock them up. That is how it's looking. And if we don't get up and do something, I wish it had something that we as the citizens could really do, other than just stay home. But just for an early election to call, I wish that some foreign entity could really look in and could really and truly save Trinidad and Tobago. Because, darling, I'm telling you people, for another 4 years with this government, do not think the next party that is coming in, it is going to be easy. That person will not have real problems, because I'm going to tell you, the economy is going to mash up under the UNC government. And that's my contribution for the night.
Anaska, before you continue to the other person, Troll, Hold on a minute. I see we have Stacks in the building.
Yes, I was now going to say let's welcome him up.
Yes,
Hayden, I'm going to
I want to
up,
welcome Stacks.
I go drop down. I go up. It's tax because disrespect.
No. Wait, Trinity. Hold on. I want you to bring up Stacks, please and thanks.
Drop Davis and bring up
I want you to bring up Stacks, please and thanks.
Stacks. No, we will not curse you out, Stacks. Come on.
Stacks, come up, darling.
When I have
conversation. Please and thanks.
Bring up Xavier.
Come on, Stacks.
And bring up Xavier, please. Somebody drop off and bring up Xavier, please. Scorpion.
Send your arm. Right.
Princess.
Come down a little bit. Come down a little bit and let us bring up Xavier. And you'll come back after.
Okay. All right, no problem.
Yes, baby. Thank you so much. Come down a little bit and let us bring up Xavier. And you'll come back after.
Okay.
Oscar, you need to put some mods in point girls. Yes, mods because
somebody mic is echoing back.
Yeah, real trolls in your babes. You need to put me or Kitty or Warrior or
Yeah,
Chatter
put
or
somebody as a I forgot to tell you that. So where is Stacks? Stacks is 868. That person there?
No, that is Jeffrey.
No, the one above.
That is
the one above Jeffrey.
Mr. Stacks, pleasant good night, darling.
Think nice, like. I don't think nice talk.
That looks like Miss Roto.
With Stacks.
We're not going to quarrel with Stacks.
Not all, yeah. I'm telling Trinity. No Stacks shouldn't threaten because he's saying Trinity.
Trinity, come down. Trinity, honey.
Just want to keep a nice, good conversation. If Stacks
some balls.
Trinity, lover. Trinity.
I go some nut.
Trinity.
Stacks, all right.
I don't tell Stacks anything. I think we're going to ask Stacks a question.
Welcome, everybody. Trinity, baby. Good night, Stacks. Welcome. We want to hear your opinion of things that are happening in the nation. I give my assurance that you will not be attacked. We just want to hear your perspective on things that we see are going wrong in the country. We want to hear your opinion. Go ahead.
Let me start from the beginning. The only person I know right now is Warrior and Kitty. Kitty still on the live?
Yeah, she's here, Stacks. She's here.
All right, yeah. Everybody else have not been on the media in the last 10 years, speaking of nothing about what's going on. And I can testify to that none of you all have been on the media speaking on no form of issue.
Stacks, let me stop you one time. Let me stop you one time. Let me stop you one time. This platform here, we workers' rights have been here since 2018. So don't start that shit for this summer, please.
Well, that ain't no workers' right, brother. You calling me 10 o'clock in the night to talk about fucking politics and talk about workers' rights.
Don't come here now.
Stacks, respect the life, please, darling.
Listen, that guy called me late hours of the night.
All right,
to
forget
talk politics. He is disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying?
Stacks, let's hear your contribution, please.
Let us reason and hear your contribution. Let us have some respect. Let us have some respect.
I just have what to say, though. I just have what to say because I'm telling you what they have done to me.
All right,
I don't know these people, but I'm just telling you what they have done to me.
All right, so let me hear your contribution, darling. Let us move forward.
What are they speaking about now?
We're speaking about what? Anaska, answer him.
Stacks, I just asked you a question, right? We, the people, are seeing things going on in the country that is not right.
And how long you saying that?
Stacks.
How long you saying that?
I have been seeing that. Let's be real. We have been seeing that ever since this government came into office. Right?
Also, you wasn't seeing that before.
Anaska, and before, that is why, let me just interject here, right? We've been complaining under the PNM, right? So that is why we would have voted out the PNM and given the UNC a chance, thinking that we will have
Warrior
get better.
Princess, I can tell you that you are correct. You have been speaking up.
Right. And the fact that, what the public, and Anaska, sorry, yeah, I love you, but the fact that the people are speaking up now is because within a year and 4 months, right, we've been waiting for a little lighter day, and we ain't getting it. And it's not to say that this is Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissessar first rodeo match. This is her second time. She's been in government as old as Rowley and Pandey and all of them. And we ain't seen nothing going forward. Things may be going forward for some people. But what about us? Right? So it's a give and take. So here what? We are not here to bash you. We want a reason, because we realize the quarreling and the bacchanal and the back and forth, it ain't making sense. So let me say this. Myself, Kitty, and the Workers' Rights Platform, we have been here for the longest while. Now we would have called you out to give your contribution. And you're well cost me. You cost me too. But here what's going on. I learned to deal with people like, you know, I wouldn't say people like you, but people who are aggressive. So let me try to do the thing natural and give Anaska an easy time. Right?
Listen,
so let us...
you start wrong. I am
let
not
us agree.
If you approach me
I'm
wrongfully...
not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm talking
if you
to
approach me wrongfully, I will approach you maybe if I'm feeling like the same way. If I'm feeling like...
Right. So let us
but
agree...
I wouldn't just disrespect nobody just so.
All right, darling. Okay, nice. So let us agree to disagree. So go ahead and give your contribution, darling.
I don't know what are they speaking about. Which topic?
All right, so, Anaska, you want me to address him?
They're speaking of current topics, current conversation.
There's a lot of current topics going on. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
I'm stepping away for a couple minutes.
Stack, I want to personally ask you a question.
Now we're playing like we're confused. This is foolishness.
In the country. Right? I want you to be honest with yourself. I want you to be honest with yourself. Take a look at what is going on in the nation and tell me if you are satisfied with it.
Do you want to speak about everything, or do you want to speak about one topic at a time? I don't understand. What topic are you guys speaking about now?
I'm generalizing. Hold on, I'm generalizing everything. I'm telling you, based on what you see, do you think your government is performing well?
Well, I can tell you a lot of things that they are performing in, and I can also say a lot of things that Trinidad is experiencing a big crisis right now.
Okay.
One of them, which is crime.
Okay, so what do you have to say? What do you have to say about the hundreds of thousands of persons that are on the breadline and who are unable to make ends meet? What do you say to the people like myself who working hard every day and still cannot make ends meet? What do you have to say about that?
Just like what I've been saying the last 10 years. If the government stop bad spend our money, we will have enough opportunity for everybody.
So are you alluding that the government is bad spending our money? Tax?
Should I talk to Kitty, because I don't think you fully aware that...
No, but it's a valid question, sir.
It's going to be insulting right now.
This is why I said that this is disrespectful.
As a normal being.
Let me come on this slide. This is ridiculous.
Listen to me.
Now Warrior can't take the shit. Warrior can't take the shit.
Listen to me. I often say this.
He disrespected
Trinity, I often say this. Let us not try to sound like a fish market. We bring up Starks to hear his opinion. We all may not agree with his opinion, but allow him, please.
Now I say that. without college standards. He literally
Trinity.
Trinity, all right.
Mute Trinity.
All right. All right.
And
All
Asta,
right.
mute
Let me just
Trinity.
say something. Let me just say something to you, Stacks. I am not no Johnny come lately. Just because you don't know who I am, the UNC knows who I am. Right?
Okay.
I am the same Anacksunamoin who they drag in 2010. It's me. I had my profile on Facebook and I was bashing the tail. Right? I know of all the bloggers I was contending with. I was contending with Alan Karim, Natalie Jaiki. Do you know who they are?
Of course I know who they are.
Okay, they know me very well, right? So what I'm saying to you, not because you don't see certain things, that isn't the reality. I have been there. I have been there. Jairam Simagal was my MP and I dragged him and I did all that, right? And I'll ask you a question. You are seeing a lot of people on the breadline. You are seeing the working class, the people who like me who are working and still are unable to make ends meet. How does that make you feel? That's all I'm asking you.
Well, if you, I don't know if you know me, or it is the first time you are seeing me, but I have been speaking up on these things for the past 10 years. And if you want to know how I feel, just go to my videos and you will see exactly how I felt.
But we talk may I interject a little bit here? May I interject a little bit here? Stark is a person that carrying the question beyond where it's supposed to be. The host would have asked you. Currently, not from in the past. Currently, what you are seeing now.
I will always speak in the past and currently.
Well, right. Well, currently, seeing that the government would have fired and put so much of people on the breadline, how you feel about that? How you feel about
that? That been happening in the last 10 years.
No, wait. How you feel about the UNC government put thousands of people on the breadline? Just like
have been happening in the last 10 years. How I felt about it, very terrible.
So what? So what I am saying then, you feel terrible, so you're still feeling terrible about it now then?
When somebody lose their job, I cannot be happy about it. But that have been happening in the last 10 years. I'm going to keep repeating myself over and over. It have been happening, and it seems like it's continued to happen.
So how you could help us to put Kamala in place to know that how terrible this thing causing we to feel, because we feeling terrible, you feeling terrible, I feeling terrible. How we can let Kamala know
you want me to let Kamala know that?
Terrible she acting.
You want me to let Kamala know that?
No, how we could let Kamala know that?
Well, I don't know but are you on a platform right now letting Kamala know?
So, we go like it to join us here.
I'm not going to join your organization. You guys are PNM. I'm not going to join your PNM organization.
No, this is not a PNM organization. You're going on a road here?
I ain't going to join all the PNM organizations.
Good night. Guys, Trillian was here a while, and I think we should allow him. Go ahead.
Pleasant good night to the host and the panel, right? Everybody who lives in Trinidad and Tobago has been experiencing everything from the two parties for the longest period of time, right? I observe the two parties as one coin, heads or tails, and we being the ground that they land on, and when they land on the ground, we have to do whatever they deem fit. They go and make their decisions and dictate to us what must go on. This SOE is the big stick to make sure what they want to go on, go on. The individuals who say in your party and my party, I am very humble within myself, but I am saying that all of them are really into the thing a little too big. You have to step back and look at the biggest picture. The biggest picture is while we bicker and we try to point fingers, they're still doing what they're doing to the best of their ability. In my perspective, a career politician is a novice thief at the beginning and a master thief at retirement. Because that is what I've been seeing from conception. I born and grow in Trinidad. I pay attention to a lot of things that goes on into the world. My question is, why does people trust and believe that politicians actually care about them? Now, they speak a good talk, right? They talk a real good talk. But when you go through the 365 days in the year, most of the times you don't see them. Most of the times you don't hear of them. When our bills are coming at us, and you save your money and you pay it down, you make your sacrifices, they read a budget, and your money just lose value. Just by somebody who sits down, living tax-free, that's supposed to be our servants, actually dictating our pace at a cruel distance and lightning speed. And we are still quarreling about who and why and when and how. Now, I am a guy who have experience living under both governments, because it's only two governments really rule this country, and they are get a small play, and that is when the coup come. Right? So anybody who could remember that, the coup came and grab us. Now, I myself was vexed with the deceased Yassin Abubakar, because my cartoon, I can't watch it. Did I tell you how childish I was? I can't watch cartoon and Sesame Street and certain things because it's only news report about this coup and that coup. But now as a big man with children, facing the bills and the taxes and the whip, everything is a whip upon us. They beat the law-abiding citizens into submission, while the criminals dictate and do what they want, and they become friends with the criminals to make sure they have a common goal. You want to make money, and we want to control the masses so we could steal money. And within the mix,
Trillion. Okay. Trillion.
No, I just want we to come. All right, now I'm closing it off. We had to look at the bigger picture of solution.
Trillion.
And solution is uniting.
Trillion,
right?
Excuse me, please, Trillion. When you talk about these things, I would like you to use the word, practice using it as allegedly, please. Right?
Okay. We would say allegedly because of the platform. Okay? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, but mostly and really I just speak the facts that have lived now. Right? But solution, we should be solution based instead of who, what, when, and why. And the solutions is about unity. The basic stone in the whole thing is unity. Right? So even though we don't have the full understanding of why you choose that party and I choose this party, we must come to the understanding that the taxes is beating us. The crime is beating us. A bullet doesn't know a race. A bullet just know a target. You understand?
Yeah.
And that is just my perspective.
Trillion, I respect your perspective in it. But if you're thinking about solution, you have to identify the problem. And the problem is this: if we have to look over the years, the UNC government have been the most corrupt government over the years. They would have, the corruption would have, up to now, we still get back money from the first
That's a lie.
The first airport.
That's the problem right there. This is the problem right there. This is the problem right there. This is the problem right there.
Hold on, guys. I want to ask a question. I want to ask a genuine question.
No, just so Xavier, just so I want to land
Why
the plane.
nobody get locked up? That's what I want to know.
I want to land the plane because up till today, the first airport that we built in Trinidad and Tobago was still in the court. You understand what I'm saying? And to land the plane here now, Trinidad. This is the only government that have been locking up people for speaking out on anything social media activists. The only government that keep our SOE so long in the world. And I challenge anyone out here to bring statistics containing that this government is the most evil and wicked government. This is worse. This is close to the Nazi. This is close.
Okay, sir. I
This
understand everything you're saying,
to the Nazi government. If you want to bring something close, Trillian,
this happened, my brother.
Trillian, I was listening to you. Make me get emotional.
Okay, no problem.
Because
no, emotional.
Just now. Let me land the plane. If you would have go back to history and you would have read Mein Kampf and how Hitler would have taken over Germany, brother man, it's the same way that the UN is the same playbook. The UNC government right now is the most evil government, and we have to put it where it is. Who government in the world that you ever see locking up people for just talking the mind? And our watchwords is tolerance, discipline, tolerance, and production. And this government is seemingly having no tolerance for a man freedom of expression. Warn him, caution him, tell him, boy, don't do this, don't do that. But locking him up, boy, it's the same thing to do Malcolm X. It's the same thing to do Mandela. Freedom of expression, the same thing to do Mahatma Gandhi, and they're doing us that here right now in this country. And we had to talk out about it. And if Stacks want to put his head in the sand and the bottom up in the air, he could go ahead and do that. If Stacks want to do that,
you want to be talking about people just getting
until 2020.
Stacks, Mike.
Stacks.
Nobody just getting locked up.
We can't overtalk one another.
That what Stacks doing there is the most evil thing. You telling me you want people, you selling out people for nothing, for next to nothing?
Who I selling out? Hello,
Stacks, pleasant good evening, Stacks. Good evening, Stacks. Stacks, I want to ask you a genuine question. I think over the years, a number of people will agree that the PNM lost this race, Stack, right? You hear me, Stack? And last April they would have voted out the PNM, and that is understandable, right? We understood that. But I personally want to ask you, Stack, 14 months since the UNC rule, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you base their performance with 10 being the best? How do you rate their performance, Stack?
I would say UNC performance right now, based on what they have, is 70%.
Hey!
Never.
And 868. Who did I sell out, pal? Who did I sell out?
Trinity get mad now.
30 pieces of silver, that is what you did, Stack. You sell out to old African people because you're the house legal.
Oh, this get around come back. You're from out this fucking life now, girl.
Stacks. The next time you use obscene language, you'll have to pull you down. Do not use obscene language, please, Stacks. We are agreeing to disagree.
Just let it get a rat talk to me now. Oh, God. Don't let it get a rat talk to me.
Your mother is a get a rat. Boy, don't let me get, you never come in. Let me come on this side. Your mother is a get a rat. That usually get a rat. Your mother should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Learn to mute mic.
She attacked me first. A long time ago, first time she ever joined my live or
Let me stand it up with Stack. So Stack, you say that's a 7 out of 10, right? And how do you come up with that 7 out of 10? Tell me now, Stack. I've been engaging you, respecting you. How you come up with that 7 out of 10?
No. All I got, let me come along this side. I love all I got. I can't talk this stupid people.
Trinity, mute your mic. Trinity, mute, right. And stay there, you do not need to come down. Right, let Xavier continue to speak with Stacks and ask Stacks the question. How do he explain the ratio?
So how do you explain that 7 out of 10? The economy is growing, there's been jobs for all, there's less Stack. How do you explain that 7 out of 10, Stack?
Number one, there have never been jobs for all in Trinidad and Tobago. So I don't know why you keep mentioning jobs for all. Correct your sentence, pal. There have never been jobs for all in Trinidad. Have there ever been jobs for all in Trinidad and Tobago?
And ask her relax.
Xavier,
The
have they
tension
ever
is
been
high.
jobs for all in Trinidad and Tobago?
Right, go ahead. I listen to you. You
Kamala said job for all in Chicago.
Okay, so let me retract.
Trinity.
Let me respectfully retract. There's a promise there's a promise that there will be a lot of jobs happening. So I just want to know how you rate the 7.
The jobs will be created. They just have to give the people time. The jobs will be created. There's only 1 year the UNC is in power compared to the 10 years that PNM have been in power.
Right.
You all don't want to give the people a chance, and that is the problem.
Right. So can I ask Stax a question? Stax.
Sure, go ahead.
You remember when the Honorable Prime Minister, Ms. Kamala Persad-Bissessar, said that you cannot tax a country into prosperity. It's like a man standing in a bucket trying to raise himself up, right? So as they get into power a couple months after, in the still of the night, they would have raised taxes by how much? I think it's 50%. They raise taxes. And they take away jobs from people. Putting people on the breadline, people can't afford to pay the rent, they can't afford to eat 3 square meals a day, they cannot afford to pay the bills, they cannot afford to...
moving too fast. We're talking about taxes or we're talking about jobs?
Wait, hold on, it all ties in, right? Then they said will be job for all, they'll be creating jobs. Now you are saying that they just come into power, but it's a year and 4 months. And as I said before, Miss Kamala Persad-Bissessar is not a Johnny come lately. She have been there long time. She know the ins and outs. She knows the ropes. So then what
are the tax do we have to pay today that is so dangerous to poor people?
I can say something, Warrior. I can say something.
Stax, you are green Stax. Stax, I followed you, Stax. And you
what tax do we have to pay today that is affecting everybody so badly?
Hold on, Stax. I followed you, Stax, and you is one who vehemently rejected the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, in the past. For you talk about the condition of the road, you talk about the taxes and so on and things. So is it fair now that you think it's fair now that if a man drive down the road and probably forget the insurance, home or something like that, he have to pay $10,000 or other kind of tax? You think that is fair, Stax? You think that is fair?
For 10 years? And they are doing nothing for the people.
I think better release Trinity back and you started the party.
Warrior call me when you
have a government in power for 10 years.
Later.
But
when you have a government in power for 10 years,
PNM was voted
and they are not doing nothing for the people,
they were voted
how could you tax the people and they're not doing nothing for them over the 10 years?
Well, is that why we put the UNC in power?
That is why we
once
voted
again, the UNC just stepped into office.
So
the UNC now have to work with the budget that was left under the PNM.
Let me ask a question. Stax, how much time you expect us we should give them? Let me hear. How much time you expect us to give them?
Ask Kamala that. You can't ask me that.
Nobody is speaking on behalf of them, and you are a diehard UNC. You are the one of the UNC bloggers.
PNM shut down Petrotrin. The UNC is trying to open back up.
We're not talking about PNM.
These are things that will generate money in our economy. PNM shut down Petrotrin.
Somebody now
if we talking politics, we gotta talk PNM. If we talking politics, we gotta talk PNM. Don't talk PNM.
You see, that's the thing. Stax, you see, that's the thing, right?
If
we talking politics, PNM name has to be mentioned.
Stax, hold on. Remember, we would have done away with the PNM and we give the UNC a chance because the UNC would have said that they are the people for the job. They know what to do. They can handle whatever. And they can put things in the right perspective. So let us not go back. We already know what the PNM did. We would have advocated against the PNM. So now we have the UNC. So tell me, how much time do we expect the PNM to start a function?
Right now, Candace, right now I realize somebody now send me a message here that somebody, a woman by the name of Alicia Dore is who texting Stacks to say what he's saying now to disrupt the live.
What?
Okay, time for Stacks to go.
Who is that?
Yeah. Tell Alicia say good night, Stacks.
You know how long I telling all you? You know how long I telling all you? Let that big fish go from here. This, let me just say this. And ask if you don't mind. Let me just say this, right? Hey, be quiet. Let me just say this, right? Let me tell you something about Stacks, right? Stacks is a very irritated, wicked person. Because before, when Stacks was dissing up the PNM for the UNC, and Stacks was in front all them uncompleted schools and buildings, bashing the PNM. He bashing the road, he bashing this, he bashing that, but he can't do it now that UNC in power, and because Kamala paying him, he took the pieces of silver, it is alleged. And he walking the little wassa walk. He can't do the right thing. He see people suffering. Let's imagine. He see people suffering. Children going hungry. And when they ask him that question, he blaming the PNM. That is what getting me vexed. He is not answering the questions that he's supposed to answer. He blaming Rowley and the PNM. And Rowley not even prime minister or opposition anymore. Give Rowley a rest. You understand? Stack and them very wicked people. They are very wicked people. Stack is a good fish, and I don't respect him. And this is the reason why I just tell Stack why I tell him all you just all you have his life and Stack to BS all you understand and manipulate all you and all you look at questions and Stop it.
Trinity, it's not about we allowing Stack to manipulate us, you know. You see, we want to hear where Stack mindset is. So the reason for bringing up Stacks, right, is for Stacks to show up himself, to show how unfair and how vindictive he is and how one-sided he is, because at the end of the day, Trinity, Stacks has a government job, whether it's a 6 months contract or a 10 months contract. He has a daily bread that he could afford to, and then it would have made mention, it is alleged that he got an HGC house. I'm happy for the little black brother because he real struggle. Right? But that is to show you, Stacks knows deep down in his mind, his heart, and his soul what the UNC is doing to the people. It is wrong. But he cannot come out and say that. Because here, if he come out and say that, no, he's on the breadline like many people out there.
Correct. Warrior, I disagree with you in one instant, Warrior. He did struggle to get no house because there are people more struggling more than Stack. Let me be real. Stack would have had the bottom up the UNC dress and the girl house. There are among the people on the road that put in application for years, older than Stack, and didn't get no house. So what are you telling me? Stack just I head up the UNC dress and the girl house. I disagree with the struggle for years.
How long have you tried government house? I can't get government house. Start not coming and get government house.
So let me ask you a question. And let me ask you a question before everybody gone. What the fuck Lyndon Mac doing here? Pull it the fuck down for me, please.
God.
Why? Pull it down.
Big fish. No, that big fish. Get rid of it.
Get rid of Lyndon Mac, please. Nice. Thank you very much. I see the real raw talk here.
Let's see what talk has to say.
So before I say what I wanted to say, I want to say this. You all are against dictatorship and against silence of freedom of speech. But you all are not open to hear people who have an opposition view. Because while Lyndon Mac is a respectful guy, even though
I have no raw talk with all due respect, I have no respect for that man. None whatsoever.
That doesn't matter because freedom of speech dictates. You can't This is the problem. The only reason why I came up in this live is because the person who hosting the live, because I've been on several of these lives watching from the outside, and this is one of the things I don't agree with. If somebody don't agree with you, you immediately silence them. You tell them, hush, and that is what the government doing. Or they can never be against the government for doing something and then turn around and do the same thing. That make any sense?
See, here what's going on.
Silencing people and telling people they cannot protest.
Yeah, but Rotok, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Rotok, let me tell you this. Right now, people are aggravated, and it come like you're shitting in we face and in we hand and telling we eat it. So you see when people like Stacks and Lyndon Mack and them come up here, it's to pull them to fuck down, and I don't care who vex with me because they're pushing a different narrative. So you see their opinion in my book, I don't care what they had to say. I don't care. I don't care who vex with me. And you know what I have Lyndon Mack in my mind for? He was the one that pushed up for this lady to come and get locked up. You hear what I'm telling you? So Lyndon Mack, this could only happen on Anacksunamoin's platform. They're not going to come on my platform, you know. They're not going to come on my platform and talk no shit to this. Nobody.
Who he push up, lock up?
You very low.
I do not care. Listen to me. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but you see this platform, we don't want them here. And it's final. We don't want them here. Because you can't give a shit until we ice cream. Because people on the ground suffering. And all we asking for is sympathy.
And it should go both ways. Because you cannot say that you want the government to do something and listen to the people. You wouldn't listen to the other
but
side.
They're not listening to we. So what the stooge doing here? What the stooge doing here? No,
so I don't care. Minutes to talk uninterrupted, please, because I'm not about this back and forth. I know what I'm here for.
Go ahead, love.
What happened with the UNC is the same thing that would have happened with the PNM.
All right.
Dr. Rowley told you all to tighten your belt based on economic and numbers. He gave you all a year as well in which the country will get better. He said in 2029, the country will start to see its economical feet and we will be able to move forward because they have a plan in place. This was not based on Rowley don't like the people and Rowley this and Rowley only want to tax. It wasn't based on that. It was based on figures. It was based on economics. It was based on what the country have. It was based on tourism. It was based on raw materials. This was something, but they don't like the truth. Anybody who not saying what all they want to hear, or they just shut them up. So
they want to going through pressure, girl. Them money coming to cover for the PNM, for the UNC. Them money coming to cover for the. We get rid of the PNM. We put the UNC there. It's time for them to function, and that is my thing.
They will not function how you want them to function because how you want them to function is a fantasy. That cannot happen.
When people going hungry. Brought up with all due respect, when people going hungry, when people on the breadline.
And what? Just now, I want to make a point and I want to leave. Or you could shout afterwards and go back and forth. It doesn't matter if all you go and vote now at the polls and bring in the PNM. The PNM cannot do anything different because of the economic. All right, let me see if I can break it down simple for you. If you are working in a household and you start off minding 2 people in a household on 2 salaries, then you made 4 children with the same salaries.
People wasn't going hungry under the PNM Rotok. People was going through hardship. People was going through hardship Rotok, but not like this Rotok. I understand the point you're making in a Rotok, but you ain't understanding, baby girl.
It's real hardship. I just don't agree because I would have never voted for the UNC because the UNC have a history of poor spending and borrowing that led us to death when they were already in power. If you understand politics, nobody who understands politics will ever vote for the UNC because we already had no money and they borrow. And that's what they're doing now. They're borrowing us into debt, into hundreds of years of debt. And anybody who understands politics and understands geopolitics and understand what was happening would not ever vote for the UNC because they have not governed well. They gave the people plenty, but when you watch the backstory of what they gave the people, they borrow to get it to shine the people eye. We are not in the financial state say that we were in many years ago because of corruption, because everybody feeding themselves. Plenty things went wrong. So we were not in that financial space. The Honorable Dr. Rowley, and all you have to realize I don't like PNM either, and I don't like Rowley. But the man just makes sense because he have the sense God gave a Billy Goat. We might not agree with everything he say, but it is economically sound. And the reason why the UNC is doing what they're doing, you want to know something? Because that same deadline that the PNM gave, 2029, is going to be in place, and the UNC is going to look very good by 2029, and they're going to get the jobs, and they're going to get the money, and the next election is in 2030. So they're doing it more slow. The next election is in 2030. In 2029 is the deadline Dr. Rowley gave. All you must listen and understand. So when we start to see the fruits of the labor of putting things in place, and the dragon glass deal and all these things that are being put in place, and the people start to do better, the people go in and forget what the UNC do and look to go up and vote them back in power in 2030.
That is what you feel. And Rotok, that is what you feel. If that is what you think, not the kind of pressure people put. No.
Can I ask a genuine question? Can I ask a genuine question? I don't even vex no more.
Yeah, one thing I agree with, just on Trinity, yeah, what I agree with Rotok is she would have stated something in she whole contribution there where she would have stated that the UNC, the lie to we. Oh, you didn't hear that part?
Yes, they
lied. The lie to we.
Blatant. Nothing they said made any logical sense. It
didn't make sense.
Where were they getting the money to give that amount, 10%? Nothing they said make any sense. They lied about everything.
And they still can't make the 10%. They still can't make the 10%.
People believe them because people want to hear. They know politics. Politics is it have nothing to do with. All you have to realize, being a politician is a job. Before I went up for election, it was a very, very hard choice for me because I am the real Rotok, and I will tell you as is. I don't have that lion bone in my body to come and mama guy all here and say, hey, so bad. And that's how you just get elected. You have to tell the lies. Yeah? And I know me, that's not my ministry. Yeah? But when I see water more than flower and I was approached, I say, all right, let me tell you, that is not my personality at all. That is not my personality. You see that lying thing and that shit, telling people shit and giving them shit and that is not in my blood at all. But I say, let me do it for the people. But all they don't like, the human beings don't like to hear the truth, and being a politician is a job. All you have to understand, they are not here to help you or to do for you. Their accolade is, I have done this and I have done that. You see, Kamala went and write a book, and Rowley as well, and this is their job. So this is what makes them elevated above the rest of people, and their salary is how much $1,000 a month, and this makes them elevated. The people are fooled because they really believe that politicians is there to make things easier for them and to help them, and that is not what their job is. Their job is to lie to you, make you feel as comfortable as possible, and then do whatever they want to do. That is their job. And once people understand politics and understand what it is, you will be able to make better choices. I take up enough for all your time. Thanks for listening.
No, Rotok, before you go, don't run. Rotok, don't run. I wanted to ask Rotok something. Seeing that we know that Kamala lied for we, seeing that we know that Kamala Persad-Bissessar would have lied for a whole 10 years, is it right for we to have the disciples on this platform here, namely Lyndon Mack? Where you go tell we? If Kamala lying, what he will tell we?
A pack of arsonist.
He will lie to we. That is what he go do. Because if he's an apostle of Kamala Persad-Bissessar, and Kamala Persad-Bissessar speaking lies, the apostles is going to speak lie too. Lyndon Mack has no contribution here to make that will uplift Trinidad and Tobago than to sit down at the foot of Kamala Persad-Bissessar.
Yeah, but we're surrendering. It's how well you run Lyndon Mack like a dog and all you stack up here talking shit.
Yeah, but Trinity, we wanted to hear what the set of caca assery, what Stacks had to say. You understand me? But you see, Lyndon Mack, he don't belong here no time.
And who Lyndon Mack was advocating to get locked up? Who Lyndon Mark was advocating together?
He went and he drew attention to the Douglas girl and to what's her name, the next lady. The Douglas girl.
We'll talk once I come back up.
No. The live about to end. The live about to end just now. Yeah, cut down now.
You know what I don't like? I don't like this set of lives, especially with Raw Talk. Raw Talk,
listen to me. Raw Talk made a lot of sense, you know.
No, wait.
Listen to me,
She make a lot of sense, you know.
She made a lot of sense. Give Jackie Jackie. But right about now,
and she would not admit it.
Listen to me. I don't know what Kizel did to her. That is between she and Kizel. But what I'm saying is, you see the urgency where people is on the breadline.
Kitty don't start that because when Starks was calling me, get on that thing and you wasn't saying nothing.
Trinity, baby.
I go into my bed.
Trinity, come yourself. Listen to me.
Already time coming to a close. We have
Can I say something?
Let me make a comment.
Yes, go ahead quickly.
I want to say, Mr. Stark, with 45 years, Kamal kick him in the bottom and you'll come out just like how you kick Jack Warner. How you feel? Now you go ahead.
The life is a bit off, eh? So go ahead, Trinity. Go ahead, Kitty, make your contribution.
Yeah,
yes,
go ahead, Kitty.
Yes, we hear you.
Kitty. Go ahead. Kitty.
Yes, we hear you.
Kitty. Guys, hold on, Kitty. Warrior.
Yes,
they're saying that they're not hearing anything on the live.
Kitty, they're not hearing you. Kitty.
Think we should end this live.
People are not hearing you.
Yeah.
So
they're saying that they're not hearing.
They're not hearing you.
Audio.
I hear it, man.
Let me tell you this, I understand everybody has different views, right? I don't have a problem with that. But what people must understand, you see the pressure people going through right now, it is mind-blowing. It is enough to send people mad. It is enough for people to start to do ungodly things. And that is what we are talking about. And when people like Starks coming up here and the Lyndon Marks trying to slip in to come and change the narrative and talk a set of foolishness, people emotions will be heightened. You understand me? It will be heightened because of what's going on. People complaining and the government not listening to us.
So let me answer what the young man asked me. Why would we have people like Lyndon Mack? All you have to, you see, it's all about psychology. Lyndon Mack is about his own gains. You have to understand it. So Lyndon Mack want to open a bank. He want to open a black-led bank, and under the PNM, he was unable to do so. So he feel if he lick enough ass, he will be able to get it under the UNC. I'm going to tell all you the backstory now. During election time, Kiesel had asked him to represent for Tobago. And he refused because he did not want to pin down himself in any political party because of his own agenda. Nothing he says is coming from a genuine place of what he believes. It is coming from a place of self-desire and wanting to achieve his goals. That being said, people, we are living in 2026 where everybody have a social media and where everybody could press that plus button and make a video. So if you silence him here, he is just going to go on his own platform, which is sizable, especially on Facebook, and say what he wants to say.
Well, let him go there.
You make him look like a fool and you ask him questions and you trap him up. And then you record him here and you put that up. People will know, because you have to understand, you have to de-influence people. You can't just come and say, I don't want to hear you. No, because elections is not won by one person and what you say. It is what is felt. And the only way you could do that is by people who are against the narrative. You make them trap up their own self. You let them talk. If you let a fool talk long enough, he will sell on himself. So silencing them not making no sense. Let them talk and ask them the questions. Go slow and let them contradict themselves and then post it up the next day so that people, they will lose all credibility. The reason why this government is losing credibility is because of that. Because every single time they talk, they lie, and then people keep on putting it up. The next day I'm putting it up, and that is how they're losing footing. That's why they want to silence social media. That's why they want to silence all of us. Because it's their own self chopping them up. Now, you know, it's Kamala for her own self said that she's not going to tax the people, and then a few minutes later, and I could go on and on with examples. If you shut all of them up and they don't say nothing, yeah? And they take the, like, Paradat. Why Paradat will come for a little girl like Nyla? All she said is empathy. But he came for her, and when he came for her, he then threatened her job, or they missed that. He said, Nyla Blackman, the ambassador, the brand ambassador for B-Mobile. What is B-Mobile? A 52% owned government company. B-Mobile is TSCT and TSCT is B-Mobile. So what he do there, not threaten she bread and butter? Because she come out and speak against the government, well, they mustn't miss these things. But, and all you have to do is let them talk. If you shut them up, we wouldn't be able to get the evidence that they're really against us as a people. But the more they talk, the more they trip up themselves. So you have to let people like Stark talk, and you have to let people like Leland Mack talk, and you have to write down the questions and lick them with it. Yeah? So that is the reason why you allow them to talk on these platforms and not shut them up, because then you look like dictators, just like the government that you're trying to get out of power. Have a good night, and thanks for allowing me to speak again.
I agree with you, Rotok, but you see tonight, you see here, I agree with some of the things you say, Rotok, but you see here, no, they will trap themselves elsewhere.
Guys, anybody have any closing comments?
Princess Warrior, you don't hear me?
Yeah.
But Princess, I'm so glad to know you're still on, because I
want to say something.
For a while. So I see what I can take you down too. You know
No.
You know
I had some
my platform, eh?
I have some
report. I'm gonna tell you how I get take down. The take down my TikTok send me a notice saying somebody report me as being underage. Because I was on my life now. So I was reported of being underage. Me a full-grown man child. The last one 13. So wait now. So then when I make my child, so I have to now send a facial recognition for them to guarantee that I above the age of 13 years old. You think? So you go tell me who would have done something like that? And why I asking the question, and I'll be very careful I say no, because I could get it down again. Asking the question, Some very influential people who in business with me call me and tell me they hear me on the live. So tell me if this government not silencing people.
Yes, they are. Because they see that according to some of what Raw Talk said, they are putting their own foot in their mouth, but they don't want nobody to remind them because they're making their own mistakes. They are making their own mistakes because everything they would have said they would have done for the citizen, they turn their tongue, and when they realize people is realizing what they're doing, they throw the blame on the PNM. So don't come to throw no blame on no PNM. We get rid of the PNM, we put the UNC in power, and as one of my followers would have, he personally messaged me. He asked, how long should we give the UNC to put things in the right perspective? How long must we wait? It's a year and 4 months. And from then to now, people are on the breadline. People are on the breadline,
and that's take is when they keep saying this narrative. You see the narrative, they keep saying that every time we say anything that we be uncomfortable with now and what we're going through now, you keep them out where we was the last 10 years.
But it wasn't as bad as this.
The last 50 years. And it wasn't this bad.
It wasn't this bad.
This kind of person. I never meet this kind of person. I had to watch every dollar I spend. That's like my friend here who said, I watch every dollar I spend it.
Candice.
The working class catching it.
Yes, Shatter. Yes, Shatter.
We watching the time. It's time to close off.
It's time to close off. Anaska, oh God, girl. You well overgone on your platform tonight, girl. We're sorry that
hard.
Before take me down.
This government making hard for everybody. If no old people, they're making hard for. The old people talking about them.
All right. Everybody make their closing contribution and we had to close off the show now.
And just
one at a time.
All right, so, let me make my close. Chatter, make a closing contribution.
We just had to say I totally agree with Warrior Princess when she run Lyndon because we do not want them trolls come up here and just like Stacks who keep on in 10 years and with the PNM we get rid of the PNM and we put the government here because they say they could have do it better. You understand? And right now, look at the breadline, jobs is out right now, crime is out of control, people are jobless, and all these UNC fanatics keep on coming up and saying is what happened in the last 10 years, what happened in 10 years. We didn't put the UNC there for that because all they promise we are brighter day. And we ain't seeing that brighter day.
True.
Right? So that's my contribution.
I agree with you.
And I had my closing contribution, I have to agree with Chatter. Stop. I want the UNC to stop throwing the blame back on the PNM. We give Ole a chance to run the country. Stop. Show us what Ole could do. All right. If it is that Ole still have Ole want to eliminate the PNM, eliminate the PNM by doing better for us. Open up the jobs. Create jobs. People are on the breadline. It's easy for mother and father to watch their children go hungry and can't give them nothing to eat. And if you already hear that is the cries of the people throughout the country, no jobs means no food. You can't send your children to school. Look, school going closed. How are you buying the books? And those book prices are so expensive. After they change one page, one textbook is looking at $200 and $400. So make life a little easier. If you want to shut up the PNM, of course, they dislike the PNM, and the PNM is the worst thing that ever passed through, although the citizens was not suffering that much, right? Up all the game. And that's my contribution. Please and thanks.
Go ahead, Kitty. Kitty, going once, going twice. Go ahead, Trinity.
Polly was near me just now, so I don't know if Polly go hear me now. Right here, man?
We can hear you, baby.
No.
Go ahead, Trinity. Trinity.
Yeah, I hear. I just annoyed. Yeah, I hear all you heard, man.
Yes, darling. Go ahead.
Yeah, a little annoyed, but I will still speak though. You see the shepherdess where every time somebody complain about the UNC, they talk about 10 years. But people need to understand that PNM is not in power anymore. The UNC in power. And this lady makes certain promises that the people rely on. Why can't just at least try to fulfill the promises that you made? If you know you wasn't going to make them promises, why you make them? You lie to the nation, you make the nation literally have faith in you and vote you in, and then you disappoint the nation. And then you acting like you don't care, like you don't give a damn about none of us. When we put you there, with the reason why you're getting paid when you want come. I just don't understand. And then the UNC disciples coming and talking shippiness. What was getting me vexed tonight is that we asking Stark literally legit questions and he blaming the PNM. Talking about 10 years, that irrelevant. Answer the questions that are relevant right now. You're gaslighting people. And I agree with Warrior Princess getting rid of it none, Mark, because he are next one too. He's an opportunist as well. People suffering out here. It has hurt my heart when my neighbor had to come and bang on my gate to ask me for something she trying to eat because she got fired 1 month after UNC getting power from CPEP. So she not seeing that. And mind you, one of my neighbor, she son now do SCA. So he going big school in September. We should get any money to buy books and uniform and thing. You understand? Them things that hurt me. I don't have and I just still share with my neighbor. I suffering too, but at least I give in. All you have and all you still wouldn't give the lower class something because all you greedy and all you want to have everything for all yourself. And then people like Sack and Lyndon and them coming up and talking crap because them having them eating when the day come. It's half of the nation not eating. This is ridiculous and this is wicked.
That is only for time.
I just find in my closing comment, I just want to say that I hope and pray that all the people who is suffering in this nation and can't feed the children when the night come, I hope God bless all you with something in the next 3 years. Because under this UNC government, I don't know if things will get better and things might just get worse. All we have to do is pray. We just have to pray.
Thank you for your contribution, Trinity. Go ahead, Star. Closing comments.
Okay. I would like to say that Stark and Lyndon, I want to tell them what we think good mouth is funny bam bam. All that differ, I don't have time. Right? Jack wanna spend money. And you see they kick him like a dog. Stark won't come in the snow and Lyndon won't come in the snow. Right? Everything's at time. And the camera lied to the citizens are trying to beg war. Right? She lied to them to get vote. Right? And that is not the right thing. Because it have people with children here now suffering. Look how much people on the bread line now. You understand? Look how much people on the bread line and suffering. You understand? Under the PNM government, right? When he had the COVID, Rowley try hard, he try, and he helped the people still, no mind whatever, right? You guys come in power and they blame the PNM government, right? That is not right at all. You tell people you're coming in, you're promising public servants and them the back pay, Right? You tell everybody what they'll get, what they'll get. Now you come power, you disappoint people, and that is what is hurt people. Right? And I feel, if the US gonna make 5 years, they make 5 years. Not the next 5 years again. That's my contribution. Have a blessed night, everyone.
Scorpio, your closing contribution.
I really have a closing contribution to that because what I hear just now was the greatest. I never know that a fella could cause girls get on so all this while you get on for a party, so you sell out the old kindness you're doing that for. But that's for a little penny. You come in and saying people and them doing good and the people and them doing best and everything best thing, sliced bread and all them things and the people and them suffering down here. Yeah, what you use in Venezuela with the earthquake, and watch how people die. But we know them family, how them feeling. And you come in and talking all them shippiness. I find it shall come down long time, it shall come down long time. I don't know why all those have in my own day. So it's come down long time. So we talking now all that shippiness, man. I got shippiness you talking there. You well foolish and true, boy. Selling out your own race. But I don't have time for foolish people. You have more important matter to see about. You have to get rid of them. That's the most, that's the main target right now, to get rid of them. You have time to study them. Those foolish people, them like
Okay, Sians, your closing contribution.
Well, it's Sean Z. But anyhow, what I would say, boy, them fellas sing for the suffering. They happy, they get through whatever contribution the now government do for them, crowding all what going on. Because they comfortable. Yeah, because you see, they probably when they get up in the morning, they have food to eat, you can mind the children, and everything's smooth. I struggling to see about mine, and I telling you, I have families who is at a help, just like my friend was saying a little earlier, who have nothing. Nothing. Some of them working, you know. And feed the 3 children now, boy. And some is single mothers. And if you know that kind of situation, you have to help because, oh gosh, we can't leave people out suffering on the breadline. That's what this government not understanding. If there's one thing that will get that blows for in this next election, it's the fact that only leaving poor people to stay hungry, boy. You see that? That is way hard on anybody. They share coming. And it ain't going to end nice for them. But careful, I want to say too much, because they might take down when next time I'm under 12 again. And some other thing they might do tomorrow. Not before. I'm afraid, yes? Now watch it. Report me for being under 12. Yeah. So I know where that comes from. So it's one thing you will notice that if they could do them things, it's because they're listening to we word. They just don't know what to do, but they're listening. So if you're so threatened by it, fix it. That's what I'm saying. Fix the problem now, boy. If you're not part of the fixing of the problem, right, then use the problem. Fix it.
Alright, so it's also a fun. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody. And my closing comments. Things are hard in the country, and if you could assist at least one person, do it. We should continue to be our brother's keeper and come together. So good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for viewers on YouTube. Pleasant good night.